Hey campers, welcome back to day 2 of Camp Craftopia's Summer Takeover Challenge. This one is the second day of week 1. The theme is cryptids. The prompt for today is of the city. And I know some of you are thinking, city seems hard, but it's not. There's a ton of creepy cryptids who like to lurk within the cities. And I am sharing with you my favorite one, personally, today. Mothman. If you would like this printable, or would like to follow along with me this week, make sure you go over to my website, releasethecraftin.com, to get your very own cryptid printout. That is for free for you guys to use to follow along. You do not have to use it to participate in the challenge, which is something I'm offering. But I thought I would start this week off by, we did a classic yesterday. We did Old Nessie, and I thought today I would take a little trip into the camp director's cabin and see what I could find. And here, I found Mothman. Want to see how we made this? Stay tuned. A man-sized bird, a creature, a thing. Hailing from the Point Pleasant area in West Virginia, Mothman was first spotted on November 15, 1966, and was repeatedly sighted until December of the following year. First published in the Point Pleasant Register, it wasn't long before the Mothman was a sensation that was sweeping the nation. He was made popular by the book and later the movie of the same name, The Mothman Prophecies. But really, Mothman got a lot of press in his days, you guys. Everybody wanted a little bit of the action on Mothman. This book, though, and a couple of the other theories claim that sightings of the Mothman are related to the collapse of the Silver Bridge that happened on December 15th, 1967, which was also the last reporting sighting of Mothman. So imagine, it's a dark West Virginian evening, and you and your sweetheart are driving down the road with some friends, when suddenly a large flying man with 10-foot wings and glowing red eyes shows up suddenly in your headlights. Then it follows you and your car all the way back to the city until disappearing in the night. This was the experience that was shared by Linda and Roger Scarberry and Mary and Steve Mallett. And then over the next couple of days, there were several more similar sightings. So first, there were 2 firemen who reported an extra large bird with red eyes. Others reported just glowing red eyes that they could see in the night that reflected light like a bicycle's reflector plate. So those little things that they force you to put on your bikes that everybody can make, see you coming a million miles away. Just imagine that, but red and in the dark. There were sightings of Mothman from the outskirts of the city in an old weapons training facility all the way into the inside of the city. Mothman was everywhere and just running amok. And there was even people who thought that Mothman was responsible for missing pets in the area. So fast forward, they start talking to some expert type people, right? And wildlife biologist Robert Smith reports that the descriptions fit the sandhill crane, a large American bird with a 7-foot wingspan that has circles on its wings with a red color around them that kind of looks like eyes, and it might have wandered from its usual migration route. So what's important to note here is that the sandhill crane is not native to West Virginia. So the fact that one just randomly shows up there, sus, super sus. But, and this is where it gets sad, guys. After the collapse of the Silver Bridge, which claimed the lives of 46 people, remember that was on December 15th of 1967, 46 people died when the bridge went down. All these theories started coming up that the Mothman wasn't just a random monster, but actually a grim portent of doom that foretold the bridge collapsing. And this isn't the only time that people would say that Mothman sightings were linked to a tragedy, because there were also reports of Mothman being sighted in Russia as recently, depending on your definition of recent, as 1999, and it may have been in like an ominous warning of the Russian apartment bombings. So, I don't know what to feel about this, how I think, but it just seems very interesting to me that Mothman tends to show up and then bad things happen. Keeping that in mind, I never want to see Mothman for realsies ever, just in case. I'll be okay not seeing Mothman, just in case he's. But in 2016, a news station published a photo submitted anonymously that claims to be a photo of Mothman, although that photo has now been wildly discredited in favor of more reasonable explanations like owls carrying snakes and other things like through the night. But I will say that Mothman has now, over time, gained a lot of popularity in the media and the press, appearing in several books, news stories, children's books are now out with Mothman in it, and in just like the last 5 to 10 years, there's been this huge cultural revival of Mothman. He's sort of become a pop sort of icon in a lot of pop culture, which is just so fascinating to me. Of all the cryptids that, you know, people have latched onto, Mothman is one of them. But also, like any cryptid, Mothman has been subject to several hoaxes, although nobody can beat our number one, day one, Nessie for the queen or king of hoaxes, because not even close. But many speculate what the true nature of Mothman is. Is it some sort of fey creature, a government experiment gone wrong, an alien creature from another world, or just some form of specter come to, like, be a harbinger of danger? Or maybe Mothman's just a really big bird? Whatever you decide, you can now go to Point Pleasant and check out the annual Mothman Festival, as well as the giant Mothman statue erected in the heart of the city. Blech. Stop by the Mothman Museum and research and get a research center. Oh my gosh, you guys. And get a little bit closer to this terrifying and yet mostly benign flying giant. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think Mothman actually is? I personally like to believe that it is just some sort of random fey chaos creature that shows up to tell people that bad things are going to happen, and just is sorely misunderstood by everyone who encounters it because of how terrifying its opinion is. Kind of like an angel. Be not afraid. And that's our tag, you guys. This was a little fun one. I wanted to have a couple of easy ones mixed in here with some of the other stuff I was doing. So, you know, this is fun. I've been having a lot of fun flinging it like this to see if I can get both wings to open. I can if I have more space. Haha. And this one just brings me so much joy. Like, it flaps, it flies. It's Mothman. I did go with a different interpretation of Mothman. There's a couple of different styles. There's this more humanoid shaped one. There's another one that's just kind of like a body mass with the wings attached to it that has like glowing eyes in the center of it. I thought about using that one, but I kind of like this one. It's a little creepy, a little questionable. Is it a man? Is it an alien? We don't know. At the end of the day, it's Mothman. And this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you enjoyed crafting along with me for our summer camp takeover. The back of this is a pocket, which I think is neat. I'm going to use it to hold my other creepy cryptid things. I hope you guys are enjoying your first week of camp. Stay tuned to see what we have tomorrow for day 3. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, happy camping. Bye. Hey campers, welcome back to day 2 of our cramp crap.